Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing the Christmas in July collaboration with Gracie21. It is July 2nd. This is our first week, first one, and what I have that I want to do is color up some embossing folders, and I think that I want to color up the embossing, and I'm not going to make anything with it, but I want to color them up, and I'm going to just make them as like a little postcard. I want to make some colored postcards, I guess you can say. So the first thing I want to do is round the corners because I just like rounded corners. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. I'm sitting here thinking, how in the world am I going to get this into postcard format? But I am thinking that, excuse my ugly little thing, that once I color this up, because this is the emboss side, once I color this up, I'm going to take those little stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree, thanks to Bear Cracky Bonet. She did a few projects with it, and I wanted to copy getting that before they went out of stock, um, and slap it over. And so this will be the front. I think I'm going to also color this, let it dry, so you won't see everything. I'm going to color it, let it dry, and then maybe put a coat of Mod Podge over so I can get some stiffness to it and have like a little glossy tint. I do have some sparkly Mod Podge that I want to try that I hope will come out great. So let me get my color pencils. When I first um, started coloring these embossing things, I really never knew that you could do that. I saw something on, is it one of the online websites that I got some embossing folders from for $2, and I was like, you can do that with embossing folders. So I guess you can do just about anything you want with embossing folders, honestly. I'm going to do one with color pencils, and then the other one I'm going to do with color markers, but I am going to go around all of them with some distress, I don't know what color, but a color distress. I'm going to do that. And the reason why I want to do the color pencil one first is because I guess this is the prototype. So I'm going to only do one on camera because this is going to probably be a long video because you all know when I color, I tend to take a long time. But I'm going to try to keep my hands moving as fast as my lips are flapping. So hopefully that will work out great. And what I don't want to do, which I already did, but I don't want to color the emboss portion of it. So I'm just going to erase it just a little bit because I still want it to look embossed. I mean, it's still going to be embossed, and I want the recipient to feel the texture of the postcard when they receive it. So you never know, you may receive one of these for Christmas. A lot of the things that I make when I do these collaborations, I tend to keep or throw in the trash. Like some of the projects I made in the past, I wasn't, after the time, a couple of months passed, I looked, I was just like, ugh, I don't like that. But some of them I've gifted out. Most of them, I would say not some. Most of them, if they didn't go in the trash, I gifted them out. Except for when I was doing the tags. I really liked most of all those tags that I have. So I gave some away and I kept some because that was just, I loved it. And the embossing folder that I used, the rays were a little bit more up at the top, and I really wanted to be able to color the holly at the bottom, so I kind of moved the paper to the bottom of it, and then I just I was like, the rays, no big deal. We know what fumes off the candle look like. I'm gonna go ahead and color up these leaves, and I'll be back. All right, so almost all of the little leaves are colored in, and I was sitting here thinking, okay, you got the leaves colored in. Now what? What are you going to color? What color are you going to color your candle? Because, usually around Christmas time we use white candles or yellow candles. But I was thinking blue. Let me tell you why I was thinking blue. But then my mind was like, no, you can't do blue. Because, the flame on the fire is like a yellowish, orange, red color. It's like a warm, I think it's a warm color. So I think I'll do yellow on the candle, but then I was thinking about all the wax that needs to come down. So, whenever you're creating this, Nicholas is in the building, I guess you could say. He's in the studio, and he wants to be fed. So you're going to hear him walking over my stuff and probably knock something down, because that's what cats do when they can't get their way right away. They knock stuff over. Just want to make sure that I was coloring in the line. I really think blue would be a pretty color. And the reason why I'm just doing one in color pencils, because I want to see all the different effects. The good thing is the people are going to, all random people will receive this, so they won't know which one is the prettiest or the not so prettiest. But I'm definitely liking how it's coming out so far. And since this is supposed to be like stained glass, I am going to just get some light colors, like the lightest colors I have, and just go around in a circle and color them. And I think I'll just do a repeat pattern of like 3 maybe. I hope you all know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go with a gold candle because it is Christmas time, right? This makes me think of a church. Just going to a church and hearing people sing and having candles lit around the church. And I don't know, does that, if you go to church, is that what it reminds you of? I think also this stained glass always makes me think of the Sistine Chapel. As a tourist, you get to see only the stuff that they allow you to see as a tourist. So when we were touring all those beautiful churches, and with our tour guide, your tour guides give you some of the local culture, and then they tell you some of the stories that maybe the citizens, the natives, tell you, or they would say. So, in one of them, they said, and this is a long time ago, it was like a big drawing with like the Grim Reaper coming out, and he said, and he was pointing his finger, and they was saying that was telling the Pope that it was his time. It was getting close for his time to go, and that was a long time ago. So I think it was 3 popes ago, maybe. Yeah, it had to be 3 popes ago. Interesting. I'm just thinking about life. So I chose to do purple. I know, not purple, pink, green, and this blue. And you know what color this blue is? It's like a teal blue, but it's gonna kind of bring in some depth, in my opinion, some color. So I'm going to do green first, and I'm going to try to do this systematically, right? Because it's 2 circles, and I need to keep that in mind. So I'm going to try to do, and these pictures will not be the same. I probably will have some of the same or similar colors, but it will not all be the same. And I didn't want to do deep, dark colors. In some stained glass, and they have, I think stained glass, and you can do whatever color you want. But some of them have like beautifully deep, rich colors, and I didn't want to go too overboard with the theme here. I want to try to keep it simple and still give it some color, because I am going to be coloring up more than one of these, but I'm only going to do one on camera. And what I think I will do is I'll do the other one in in marker, and then I'll come back and show you that. And then I'll Mod Podge it later, and then closer to the end of the collaboration, I'll show you the completed one. Only because for me, I think I like to let the Mod Podge sit a long time, and I usually only apply 1 coat to it, 1 or 2 coats. So I'm not very good at application of Mod Podge, I don't think. Sometimes I go overboard, and sometimes I'm too chinchy with it. So I want to make sure that I have good even distribution before I do it on camera. If it was like a wood project or something like that, then I would probably not really be so modest about it. But since it is not a wood project, it is something else. So you see right here where this goes in, I'm going to skip all this and just go around in these three. So green, blue, pink. I decided to make this one blue, green, pink for here, and then this one will be that candle. I hope that made some sort of sense. And now what I'm going to do once I finish this whole entire thing is I'm going to take some distress and distress the edge. I think that'd be cool. And again, for me, oh no, no, no. Distressing for me is new. I'm new to it, but I enjoy it so much. I'm probably not even doing it right, but I enjoy it the way that I do it. I have been watching a very few. I haven't had much time to do much of anything for Brandy. Most of it has been, I've been traveling still, even though I said I wasn't going to be on the road. I drove to Houston and picked my aunt up and drove back, and then we drove back to Houston. It was like a, I don't like to call them turnaround trips, but that's what they are, you know. She has to work, she has a job, so, and she didn't have any vacation time because she was sick earlier in the year, which she used up her sick and vacation time. So, but for Christmas, you know, and this is another reason why I think I want to do all these cool little things, because for Christmas we have decided to host Christmas here this year, which is going to be quite interesting. I'm not sure who's going to come from his side of the family, and I'm not really sure who's going to come from my side of the family. It'll probably be us, my aunts, and maybe my best friend, and maybe one of his friends. But I don't think a lot of people will come. We are so much alike that we're very different. I know it's strange to say, but we are very, very different when it comes to um, normal people, because we definitely are kind of loners. And it's interesting, like when we're home, I'm not sure if this is how your home is, but when we're home, you know, we sit and chat, and then we kind of just watch TV, or you know, we rarely, what I'm saying is we rarely talk a lot. And which is crazy, because you probably think, Brandy, you talk a lot on camera, but I really don't talk a lot in person. My mom probably instilled that into me, you know, if you have nothing to say, don't say anything. And I try not to butt into conversations too often. Blue, green, blue, pink, green. Only because no one wants to hear your opinion all the time. You know, unsolicited advice is just what it is, unsolicited advice. No one wants to hear all of that. Not everything that you have to say all the time. So I try to keep my mouth closed. My uncle, his wife, I guess, I don't know. Everyone says she talks a lot, but I love that she talks a lot. I don't think she talks a lot at all, because you know she keeps the conversation flowing and interesting, and I just love it. Everybody's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't wouldn't mind being around her." Probably because you know we can have a good conversation. Um, but again, I mostly say, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I guess that's why. And so in here, I'm going to leave empty. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the distress. I think I'm going to pick a pink, because I think that will look pretty. What do you think so far? Let me know. I'm going to go with Wild Honey. I know I said a pink, but I think Wild Honey will give me what I'm looking for, and yes, it does. For this one at least. I don't know if it's a yellow out there, like a yellow distress color out there. The one thing that I really need to be cognitive of is I do definitely need to let this dry all the way, because if not, I will reactivate the distress, and then it'll be all kinds of crazy looking stuff all over the place. So I definitely want to let this dry, and I am gonna go all throughout the picture. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish this one up with you all, and then I'll do the other one off camera and just bring both of them back to you and ask you what you think. So you can let me know. I really like how it's coming out. I'm very, very glad that you can do more than one thing with your embossing folders. And sometimes we forget that when we have our craft supplies. We're quick to run to the store and grab it because it's on sale, or we find a good deal, or we just have to have it because we saw a demonstrator demonstrate it, and then when we get it home, we're like, what am I supposed to do with this again besides emboss? So I'm glad that I am learning different techniques to do different projects with. And I think I'm going to try, see, this is the only thing, because now it kind of looks the same, but I can fix that. I like it. I'm going to leave this inside like that. I hope that doesn't look too weird to you. Let me go ahead and color up the other one. Alright, so I am going to do something I probably shouldn't do. I want to do this one in a darker color because these colors are very, very light. So, wish me luck. I'm going to attempt to use antique linen, I think. I think. I hope, at least. I want to use antique linen. I had cut a few of these up, and the other ones that I'm going to do, these remainder, the ones that I have left over, I am going to use my gel pens because I think they will look so pretty, very glossy, and like I said, closer to the end of the collaboration, I'll show you all of them, all of the cards, the completed pieces. But I didn't want to, I don't want to keep you too long. I've already kept you a while, so something to keep in mind. And I want to try not to color over the emboss portion because I do want to color over it with, the distress. I'm slightly nervous about this one more so than the previous one, only because I messed up a few spots. I messed up right here, and I'm not a blender, so I had put the pink down. We're really supposed to be green. I'll definitely send it to a family member. No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably keep this one. I usually keep one thing if I make multiples, but sometimes I'll make just one thing and give it away or send it off. So I'm going to go ahead and finish distressing this, and I'll show you the end result. Alright, so this is the end of how it looks, and it's colored up pretty good. So see, on the back, I would definitely have to put that little sticker on the back to cover this up for the postcard. On this one, not so much. I mean, I could probably just write directly over here, or I could write first and then color up, but I plan on putting a little sticker sheet on there and sending these off. I'm going to Mod Podge it so it's sealed in, the color doesn't run off, and then I will be mailing it off. So I want to say thank you to Gracie for allowing me to be a part of your collaboration. This is just the beginning. It is the first installment of Christmas in July collaboration with Gracie21. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please come back next week. Go see all the other ladies. Their information in the description box. Until next time, happy crafting.